Welcome back everyone to the second episode of Prefectures of Japan, the series where we look into each of the 47 prefectures and what makes them unique. Last week we looked at Hokkaido, the cold farmland region, and today we're going to be looking at Aomori. Aomori, or Aomori, is the northernmost prefecture on the Japanese island of Honshu, which is the biggest main island of Japan, and it's in the region of Tohoku. It's located right here between Hokkaido, Akita, and Iwate. The flag of Aomori is green and white and represents the shape of the prefecture. It has a population of 1,249,314, with 66% of the land being comprised of forests and 12% of parks. Like much of the Tohoku region, this prefecture remains dominated by traditional industries such as farming, forestry, and fishing. The prefecture is also working to enhance and promote healthy living. Shingo Mimura is the governor of Aomori and has said that he wants Aomori to be a living creation society that does not take second place to any other in terms of ease of living. He looks like he said that. He looks like a sweet little old man that just wants easy living for people. I bet his grandkids love him. Aomori City is the capital, known for having museums, mountains with natural hot springs, and historical ruins. The Nebuta Festival, which is a huge summer festival that we'll talk a little bit later, and apples? We'll also get into that later. Lake Towada is a circular lake on the border between the Aomori and Akita prefectures. It's Japan's 12th largest lake, known for its bright blue water and beautiful colored trees in the fall. Aomori is also home to the largest seated bronze statue of Buddha in Japan. There are two other statues in Japan that kind of make this Buddha trifecta thing. People call it the Big Three. The Hitosaki Castle is a famous attraction in Aomori. The castle burned down in 1627 after being struck by lightning, but it was rebuilt in 1810. It's located in the Hitosaki Park, which has over 2,500 cherry blossom trees. A festival is held annually when the blossoms are in bloom. Many have said it's the best spot to see cherry blossoms in Japan. The prefecture's climate is relatively cool for the most part. It has 4 distinct seasons with an average temperature of 10 degrees Celsius or 50 degrees. The coast's nature is a rare environment all over Japan. White sands and green pines and beautiful seaside plants bloom from spring to autumn. The Aomori Nebuta Festival is probably what most people think of when they hear Aomori. I mean, besides apples. It's one of Japan's most famous festivals, which includes large Nebuta floats surrounded by crowds of festival goers in costume. Huge taiko drums are played while musicians and dancers perform. The 24 floats that are built usually depict gods, historical or mythical figures from both Japanese and Chinese culture. With all this cool sightseeing, you'll probably get hungry walking around Aomori. You can expect to enjoy some of the prefecture's specialty dishes, which include rice cracker soup, which is toasted rice crackers in a soy sauce, miso, or salt-flavored soup made with chicken or pork stock. The crackers don't get too soggy, and it's a perfect dish to warm yourself up on a cold day. Badayaki is a dish of grilled beef red meat cooked over onions. The dish was created in Aomori's Towada City by a local Korean immigrant and is flavored with a sweet and spicy soy sauce, like the Korean-style barbecue. It's considered the soul food of Aomori. Miso curry milk ramen is one of the most popular dishes. It's Aomori's style of ramen, which was inspired by miso ramen from Hokkaido. It's made by adding curry powder and miso to a milk-based soup broth. It has a yellow-colored broth and is served with a pat of butter on top. If somehow you don't come across one of these dishes, I promise you'll come across something apple. Apple pies, apple pastries, apple cakes, apple juice, apple cider, apple candy? What's with all the freaking apples? Aomori actually produces over half of all the apples in Japan, with apple orchards spread out across the prefecture and even apple trees in the middle of the cities.
Victor found an apple tree.
Take a look.
You know where an Aomori went. What?
There are apple trees planted in the front yard of the prefectural office, along with a plaque that reads, "We shall carry on the many years of gallant efforts in our forefathers and open the way for a new age of apples." Yeah. Every autumn, children from welfare institutions are invited to participate in the harvest of these apples in the front yard of the prefectural office. That's pretty cool. Access to Aomori is pretty easy in modern day with Japan's longest Shinkansen line, Tohoku Shinkansen. It's connected to Tokyo and Hokkaido directly and branches off into Yamagata and Akita through smaller mini Shinkansen lines. You can also fly to the Aomori Airport, which is about a 35-minute drive from the city center with bus routes available. There are daily flights around the country as well as some international flights. We learned a lot about Aomori Prefecture today. I think there's just one more thing I wanted to bring up, small little thing, just how Jesus is buried in Aomori. I didn't know Jesus Christ was buried in Japan. I kind of thought that he was crucified, died a terrible death, was buried in a tomb in Jerusalem, and then rose from the dead 3 days later and saved all of mankind from sin, and now we can all go to heaven when we die? But I guess not. In the village of Shingo, there's one of those blue road signs that's like, hey, Jesus Christ is buried here. Just saying. So from there, you follow a small road up a hill where you find not one, but 2 tombs, with a cross mounted on each one and a little picket fence surrounding them both. Okay, I'm kind of confused on the situation here, but there's a sign that explains everything at the front, so let's just read it. When Jesus Christ was 21 years old, he came to Japan and pursued knowledge for divinity for 12 years. He went back to Judea at age 33 and engaged in his mission. However, at the time, people in Judea would not accept Christ's preaching. Instead, they arrested him and tried to crucify him on a cross. His younger brother, Iskiri, casually took Christ's place and ended his life on the cross. Christ, who escaped the crucifixion, went through the ups and downs of travel and again came to Japan. He settled right here in what is now called Hirai Village and died at the age 106. So this is the true story of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I am finally enlightened. This is what I found interesting about the Prefecture of Aomori, the apple-flavored Jesus Prefecture. Wait. Special thanks to my friends in Japan, Julie and Taka, for sending the pictures of Aomori, and the video clip from Charla. She's an amazing content creator. Go check out her channel. That is all for now, but I will catch you guys next time where we look at some big freaking mountains.